Thank you very much, Smix. Thank you, David Kim. DTs can blink. Welcome back to the panel, everyone. DTs can blink. Siege tanks are getting stronger, and Hydralisk can shoot from the other side of the map.
I didn't hear anything other than DTs can blink, and I love it. Didn't even pay attention to the rest, baby.
Terran player.
Oh,
DTs can blink.
Oh my god! I mean,
the two Protoss players are
He has
smiling.
nothing to say, speechless.
No. Like, I'm glad that David Kim said that, you know, it's not a certain change. No, but in all seriousness, I have full belief in Blizzard to be able to make something really cool, because they've actually, like, Artosis nailed it. The game's better now than it's ever been, and no one else helped them except themselves. So I'm sure that they got their head in the right place. But in my low league brain, I'm like,
uh-oh.
I don't know what's cooler here. Artosis is pretending that he's not going to directly switch back to Terran and play mech, or seeing Major over there backstage as mech was being talked about, going like,
What do you think, Kev? I mean, fast DTs with blink. Anything
I mean, exciting,
else?
obviously. I would love to see carriers more. I mean, for instance, this entire tournament, I don't think we've seen a single carrier, unless it happened on the B stream when I wasn't paying attention. I still think carrier is a very iconic unit, even though I was a Warcraft 3 player, never played Brood War. Like, I knew the carrier, even though I didn't even play this game. You know about carriers. Same like you know about Hydralisk, you know, when people talk about StarCraft in memes that are not related to the game. So to see a unit like that perhaps being used a little bit more does excite me. But yeah, DTs can blink, man.
I know. That's on top of everyone's mind at the moment. Well, thank you very much, guys. It's time to prepare yourselves at home for the first semi-final here. It's going to be an exciting one. It's HeRoMaRinE versus True.
My name is Gabriel HeRoMaRinE Sigurd. I play for eSports since forever, and I've been around for a very long time.
이번 대회에서 연습한 대로 지금 잘 풀리고 있는 것 같아요.
True makes many queens and links and is sometimes very cheesy and very predictable.
상대는 그냥 정석적인 선수고 저는 좀 약간 변칙적인 선수니까. 네.
HeRoMaRinE is now dropping all of his siege tanks major with a beautiful concave. Finally, the tanks are dropped, and we see those 14 tanks rip through.
Oh, this is a big deal right now, and bam, down goes so many probes. In fact, even brought the Lings to finish them off.
생각보다 근데 대진 운이 좋아가지고 의외까지는 아니고 이번에 우승을 목표로 왔기 때문에
I surprised a lot of people. I didn't surprise me because I felt like it was about time to show my real skill.
두 선수가 잘 대처를 하면은 저한테 불리하게 다가올 것 같은데 저한테 좋을 것 같아요.
I have a lot of hype around me in the German scene, and it's time to prove that the hype is deserved.
근데 제가 연습 더 열심히 해서 왔으니까 내일 이길 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
Now that I am in the semi-finals, I feel like there's no pressure because I don't have to prove anything anymore.
자신감 있는 모습이 보기 좋네요.
Oh my god, and where are the units here, Todd? The probes turning and fighting and being picked off immediately. Already 7 going down, 8 going down now.
My confidence level against True is over 9,000 since I was able to defeat him in the past.
그 선수도 무조건 블리즈컨을 꿈꾸고 있는 것 같은데 제가 밟도록 하겠습니다.
Well, True, I'm sorry for you. Your BlizzCon dream ends right here.
HeRoMaRinE, you unlucky bracket. Next time.
We just took a look at that video, and now it is time to introduce these two players onto the stage. Our first player is a German player that is looking to continue his best performance at a premier event thus far in his career, while the Korean facing him hopes to remain undefeated here in Montreal. Please welcome on stage HeRoMaRinE and True. HeRoMaRinE, I'll speak with you first. You've been the sort of dark horse of this tournament, defeating really, really strong players to get where you are here today. Now in front of you is a Zerg player, and yesterday when I spoke with you, you said you really wanted to play a Zerg, as you haven't thus far, and you got your wish, and you got True, who is a player that recently, about 2 months ago, you defeated 3-0. So wondering today, does that give you any confidence headed into this match?
I like that I don't play against the Protoss because I feel like my TVP is not very good at the moment. And since I have beaten True in the past, I feel like I'm in a good spot, but it will definitely be tough because he played very well in this tournament so far.
All right, so HeRoMaRinE says he thinks it'll be tough, but he does have the experience of defeating you 3-0 at Home Story Cup around 2 months ago. And True, thus far you are absolutely undefeated. You seem pretty confident. In fact, the last time I spoke with you, you said you are very happy about a lucky bracket. But now he stands in your way, so what do you have to say before this match?
Yesterday he won against Major. I have to avenge because Major has my baby. So I have to win.
He has your baby.
Baby.
Okay then. Well, it is time to get this semifinal match underway. Please shake hands. It is time to find out who will be going to the grand finals here at the WCS Summer Championship first. Will it be True or HeRoMaRinE? It's fun to find out.
That's right, Smix. It is time to find out. A hell of an answer there from True on
StarCraft jokes gone wrong.
I mean, StarCraft jokes. I think there's been a lot of bad StarCraft jokes from the players this weekend. That was one of them.
I mean, we are not always on point, but I think we've been doing a slightly better job.
I think so.
Tastos is makeup for this.
I mean, Tastos, that's where the good ones are going to be coming later, hopefully. All right, so let's talk about this match then. HeRoMaRinE versus True. Of course, True undefeated so far in this tournament. HeRoMaRinE, as mentioned, has beaten him recently.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts here, Maynard?
Well, all that matters is right here, right now. A lot can change in a month. I think that HeRoMaRiNE's, you cannot ignore the fact that he's won against True so handily and so recently. True's on a real tear, man. And I'm thinking that True's
not slowing down.
Not slowing down, yeah.
I really love this kind of matchup where both players, they're calling each other out. They're saying, my opponent's predictable. Whereas in reality, I feel like True is most likely the one that's maybe a bit less predictable and has more initiative, on playing differently. So it's really nice here going into this match, the anticipation. Who's going to be playing different? Do we see a similar series? On the one hand, you have HeRoMaRinE that beat True 3-0 last time at Home Story Cup. But True hasn't lost a map here, so somebody's definitely going to have to lose, and can't wait to see who it is.
Unless we just have ties, Todd.
It could happen. A no contest.
Flip a coin, DreamHack style.
And then it's a 2v1 in the final. It's like, Neeb, you thought you were good, now play against HeRoMaRinE and True. In Archon mode, baby. Now, all jokes aside, it's going to be a very tough match, I think, for HeRoMaRinE, even though, yes, he does have that 3-0 victory over True, but we'd be looking silly here. I mean, True made GSL Codas this year. He's been 9-0 in this tournament. He's on an absolute roll. Of course, you got to give all the credit in the world to this young man. I mean, defeating Marine Lord in the round of 16, defeating Showtime in the round of 32, and he already had a 3-0 victory against True. So it's absolutely not like he's got no shot in hell, and this is not even worth watching, but I still think that True is the favorite. But it is nice, man. Like, even though this is still a young guy, he's been around for such a long time. I mean, Todd, you probably played Warcraft 3 against this kid once upon a time, or maybe his MMR wasn't high enough, but at least I was in that category. I know you were playing a little bit higher, but it's really cool. I mean, he was kind of like a prodigy, like a 10, 11-year-old Warcraft 3 player that was really good.
How did it go when you played against him?
I mean, he was 10 years old, Todd.
So you beat him, but now the tables have turned and you're commentating him.
Exactly. No, absolutely. I mean, it's awesome to see. I mean, it's never an easy journey to make it to the top, and he's been working for a long time. He's definitely had some success within the German region, but now he's on a big stage, and that's really cool to see.
Well, True back on a big stage once again, has one goal in mind, very simply, to win the tournament, to qualify and be able to travel to the global playoffs and hopefully win BlizzCon at the end of it. So it's quite a big goal he's got set, but so far it's going to plan. Here is the map order for this best of 5.
Apotheosis makes sense here, but Frost to be vetoed? That's a little bit surprising here from True.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, I'm very surprised by this. I thought Frost is like the map that everybody likes at the moment and nobody would ever veto. I mean, aren't we supposed to veto Dasson Station or New Gettysburg?
Or King Station.
Yeah, even like
plan.
I know.
True as a plan, guys.
Which Zergs? prefer King Sejong over Frost.
Apparently true. It's the first one I've seen.
Yeah, he must have something really cool up his sleeves. I mean, Apotheosis is not a crazy veto. Obviously, it's a very, very, very difficult map. Unless you are Uterman, just build 3 barracks on the other side of the map every time you play this map. But most Terrans don't like it. I mean, I'm pumped for it, Sean. I think it's going to be a really good series.
Nathaniel's shirt in the audience.
It's good to see HeRoMaRinE, take the plunge to be a full-time professional as well, and his first tournament being a full-time professional.
It's really awesome.
He gets to the top 4, which is very good of him.
Kind of wish you would have said professional.
Professional. He is that professional now, but obviously a very, very difficult task ahead of him. I don't think anyone's kidding themselves when we look at this and saying it is going to be very difficult for him, but possible.
It's probably the biggest moment in his career in a good and a bad way. Like, he's probably as excited as he is scared right now because a lot is at stake here. It's his only shot at getting to BlizzCon. Yeah. It's a Code S Zerg, but again, like...
I mean...
Oh, no, go on.
I was going to say, he did say in the interview, right, that the pressure's off. He's kind of got to where he is, and
if he actually
he's
feels
proud
that
of his
way,
result.
if he actually feels that way, I'm A, surprised, and B, impressed.
It's quite crazy that both of these players went into this tournament as like, these guys that we don't even really consider for the global finals. Yeah. And now whoever wins this only has to win one more series, a best of 7 in the grand finals to qualify. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Especially for HeRoMaRinE. No, absolutely. I mean, you're right. Like, if you would have told me like last week, like, yeah, I actually think that HeRoMaRinE's got a good shot at making it to the global playoffs. He only needs to win 2 series. I was like, you don't know anything. I mean, True on the other end, like, I didn't really talk about True that much in the beginning of the tournament, but that's mostly because he had Snoot in the round of 32, and like whenever you have Snoot in the round of 32, especially in ZVZ, I wasn't exactly sure if True was going to be able to take care of a Snoot, but ever since then, he's been looking really good, and obviously, like, he moved to America for a reason. Like, he didn't move to America to win Cheeseadelphia, which he did do, by the way. I mean, that's nice, but obviously he wants to compete in WCS and do well here.
And I spoke with True from the last time that he lost against HeRoMaRinE. He told me that he has been practicing way more. So,
and he's been playing on NA. That's where you get the real.
That's why as well.
Okay, definitely gonna do worse.
All right, guys. Final predictions. Then the game is almost ready. Maynard.
I'm going to say that True is going to finally lose a map here, but he will win the series. So I'm going to say 3-1.
HeRoMaRinE all the way. The Meisterschaft, it's going to be a 3-2.
I think True is going to go undefeated to the final.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's time to go into the first semi of the WCS Circuit Summer Championship here. We're excited. I hope you are as well, Canada. Let's go to the commentary team, Maynard and Todd.
Oh boy, Montreal. Are you ready? It is time. Semi-finals, finals day. I'm Maynard, with me is Todd, and we have got our first TvZ underway already with game number 1. Here we go. In the left spawn here on New Gettysburg for map number 1, the Meisterschaft. It is HeRoMaRinE. And this guy, he's in Code S. He's soon to be a father. This is True.
I'm so happy to have you back.
Miscasting with you too, man.
Major's expecting.
He is expecting. It's beautiful.
True. He's been playing so well this tournament, but he goes up against somebody that 3-0'd him last time. He's been practicing a lot more. I've been talking to a lot of players. I rewatched their VODs from Home Story Cup, and there is a general assumption that True loves to play Zergling, Baneling heavy with a lot of queens. But some people seem to think, Major, I spoke with him in particular, he seemed to think that there was a chance we could be seeing some Ravager style also coming out of True potentially, that Nurture-esque Ravager into Infestor, into Ultra style. So HeRoMaRinE's gonna have to get it right. The last time that they played on map number 2 on Runes of Endian, which kind of looks similar to this in a way that you're close by air, HeRoMaRinE had a really, really good game where he was dropping in the main, he had Liberators covering his bio against Banelings, and he just defended every single time the counter-attack with Zerglings and Banelings of True perfectly, and then ended up pulling ahead and won. In 2 of the games, he was really like that. So True, if he plays a similar style, it's going to have to be a lot better than he was last time, because he really kind of got crushed, to be honest, at Home Story Cup.
Yeah, and I actually really like HeRoMaRinE's opening versus True's here. I mean, he's getting away with the CC first and getting a later gas, so he's going to have a nice, greedy little opening here for the Terran, and True did your regular hatch gas pull, like it's nothing to write home about, but HeRoMaRinE playing the map to its strength, kind of feeling that True's not going to, cheese him through a little rush distance path. He's actually going to, take things easier and just play, get into a standard mid game. So he's playing the map strengths, and I really like how HeRoMaRinE started this game.
This is my favorite kind of series where both players go into it super confident. Like I spoke with HeRoMaRinE, he was like, yeah, True is my style just counters his style. I did well against him last time. I should be able to do this. Then True all alike, he was like, well, HeRoMaRiNE's predictable. He's just a standard Terran, and I'm pretty sure he's looking to make the right adjustments from their last encounter here to try and do well.
We see that the CC is done on the low ground, which is going to help out a lot here. We are having a switch over of structures, and this bunker is going to go up, but the Lings don't have a long rush distance, Todd, to get into this natural. They are going to start tapping away at it before too many units get down here. You only really need a couple Marines and good micro to be able to hold this off. But he'll have to raise that, absolutely, and give up the low ground for a little bit here as his units start to pull up.
Against someone like True, who loves to make links, who loves to be aggressive, I really like that bunker here early on. If HeRoMaRinE manages this right, he's going to be totally okay.
Yeah, I think the bunker's going to go.
He's doing well. Numatized Carapace is definitely no surprise here. We see that coming out a lot of Zergs. You kind of need to scout what you're up against. And in the last series that they played, the game on Frozen Temple, HeRoMaRinE actually went for a lot of Hellbats. And he did so much damage, started pulling really far ahead. So I think True wants to make sure he looks out a lot for that not to happen. The eBay block, massive. He's gonna buy him a lot of time.
Very, very sick here, and he has a lot of hit points on that engineering bay before he can cancel it. So True's going to have to play 2 base for quite a while here, and I love that HeRoMaRinE is forcing the hand of True, not letting True dictate the game, which is exactly how he won his pretty much every series in this tournament. True hasn't dropped a map because he's the one that's forcing decisions, he's forcing the reactions, and this is HeRoMaRinE turning around the other foot.
When talking to Major earlier, he told me that he thought that True's best quality was obviously,
did he cancel that?
His speed and his mechanics, and maybe his weakness will be, if he were to play with the Ravager style, is that he hasn't played it as much, so his macro might not be the best, with the bile and all that. Whereas HeRoMaRinE, from watching those VODs, I was like, oh my god, like this guy, he not only is very good at attacking, setting up for fights and stuff, but his macro behind this, he never floats any minerals, he always has more supply than the Zerg as soon as he starts getting ahead. So for True to win, he's definitely gonna basically need to make sure he doesn't take any damage from the small drop that HeRoMaRinE does early on and doesn't start falling behind, because otherwise the Terran steamroll machine is going to be completely crushing through.
And the machine is turning its gears right now. These Hellions heading through there. I think HeRoMaRinE had a little bit of a blunder there. I think he didn't cancel the engineering bay. It just got straight up killed. It was a little bit of a mistake, but the Hellions are across the map here, and he's going into really, really quick Liberators with the Armory as well. I'm feeling Liberator Hellbat push here.
Yeah, everybody knows how much True loves his Zergling Baneling style. He doesn't go Roaches nearly as much, so to go for Hellbats like this, it makes this so dangerous.
True sees the Liberators with the numerized Carapace. Speed Overlords here, so that's actually a nice scout.
HeRoMaRinE actually kind of delays his upgrades a lot of the time, to prioritize more units. Sometimes also a quick third command center as well, as he loves to expand. Keeps up very well with all of that too. But now, like, for True to handle this properly, he's going to need a lot of queens. Getting the right amount of Zerglings is always going to be fairly easy, but getting the queens in support for that is going to be the tricky part, and have them well placed. But his Chris play so far has been good, and it's one of the more defensive maps too. So as long as True can defend this properly, he's always going to be ahead on the walker count and be okay heading into the later stages.
This seems like enough queens to be able to fend off these Hellbats for now. They are starting to get up right in the face here with Link support. I think that True should be fine here. Wraps around the Hellbats of HeRoMaRinE, damages them. 3 of them not in the battle. They're dealing with the Zerglings. 2 of them getting touched up by the Queens. These 2 Liberators finding a spot once the Queens are out of position though.
Yeah, because the Queens were all at the third base here. The Liberators finding some room to get a few drones, but it's only 2 of them so far.
HeRoMaRinE!
Wow, the defense of True has been really good.
Yeah, and I think this Liberator is actually going to go down before it kills too much. Oh, one more shot. No, the Queen lives.
Wow.
True actually defended amazingly there.
2 drones died.
That's all. That's nothing.
Exactly, that's nothing. That's not much at all. And now we've got a Zerg on 55 drones who can drone up fairly easily here behind this, even counter-attacking here and killing some STVs.
Wow, True is large and in charge right now, and HeRoMaRinE with a strongish start is on the back foot already, starting to look a little bit rustled here.
Yeah. The lair did start fairly late, but because True went for these upgrades here very early, he's already got that, and he's going to be able to start his 2-2 ASAP when that lair finishes. Needs to keep up though. I'm surprised that Spore didn't move back. That's a mistake there. He had been doing so well.
He can kill the eggs, maybe kill the lava and leave. He doesn't want to lose another Liberator to the Spore Crawler like happened last time when he went for an attack here. Liberators are still sieged at the moment. He has to move them away. There we go. So
that creep spread, though, not being denied at all, could end up being a big deal here. Later, when HeRoMaRinE wants to attack, I mean, I'm guessing he's going to go either towards the main with some drops or towards that fourth base, which is, on this map, when you siege the fourth base, HeRoMaRinE has some great marine placement, goes up and down the ramps, keeps on shooting, picks up everything with Medivacs. It's actually really hard to shut down, but True, he's very good with Zergling, Baneling, Muta style. So
and his Zerglings are upgraded, Todd. They're 1-1, and HeRoMaRinE's only about not even halfway through his 1-1, so it's going to be tough. Oh, True. Oh, True. This is so annoying as a Terran player, I can tell you from first hand. Luckily in Legacy of the Void, the creep recedes a little bit quickly.
Yeah, keep in mind that third CC was really delayed, you know? You can't really make it on location on this map, and then HeRoMaRinE was prioritizing unit production, so that's a very late third in comparison to, you know, what Terran can go for sometimes, which definitely plays in True's favor, and we're already starting to see, you know, a pretty big supply difference here between both players.
Yeah, True's starting to run away with this one here as we get in the mid-game. We're going to need to see some amazing engagements here from HeRoMaRinE. This is not very good, though! HeRoMaRinE, what's going on? Down goes one medevac with a siege tank in it. That is a terrible loss!
True, with a really good game here so far. Everything's been going his way. And HeRoMaRinE must be starting to feel the pressure there.
Yeah, I think so.
Semi-finals match.
These are mistakes that a player of this level I'm not used to seeing. I have faith in his ability to be able to reel it in and calm down a little bit and play out of his mind, but right now he's looking so shaken. Dropping some more production here at the third. Again, this production quite late. True has been making nothing but units for a while here. The Spire is up, Mutas are on the way. 2-2 nearly finished for True as well.
And Baneling Nest finally being added on here so that he can make sure he can shut down any kind of, you know, mass marine on the ground. I mean, he's playing against HeRoMaRinE after all. You can expect these numbers to be pretty high.
Yeah, nice place in the buildings means the Marines are going to be able to fend off these Zerglings without getting surrounded. So they do get deflected there. He really can't take any econ losses or big unit losses anymore, HeRoMaRinE, if he wants any chance of winning this game.
Whoa!
This is actually a great engagement for HeRoMaRinE. Absolutely wants to pick a fight with that ball of Zerglings, no problem there.
He's going to surround them, actually. He's coming in from two sides here to corner these guys.
Yeah, which is going to be a nice little win here for HeRoMaRinE if he cleans it up without losing anything. Looks like he will. Very good. But the other story is True is amassing a great army here and spreading creep almost halfway through on New Gettysburg as well.
Is HeRoMaRinE ready with turrets and stuff?
I don't know, man. He looks like he has one, but he's going to need some units to support that one turret. That's not quite enough.
Yeah, he's playing against Zerg that loves to play, you know, Zergling, Baneling, so Mutas usually obviously going to be the go-to in support for that. And in this case, HeRoMaRinE ready with the one turret in the main, units in the natural.
True reopening a path here. Run by is an extremely good way for a Ling Bane Muta player to be able to get further ahead in the game.
It would be a good time for True to take a fight here very soon, because he's maxed out now, so I think he's going to start moving across the map. 2-2 already finished as well, and HeRoMaRinE is not nearing completion here on those upgrades.
Couple Zerglings leading the charge, seeing what's left for their brothers in arms, and in they come. HeRoMaRinE has to pull back. He does have a lot of units here with the siege tanks, though, and I think he's going to deflect it very easily.
Yeah, there's no Banelings there, and even if there were, he's off creep. Baneling speed about to finish. A lot of units were left back at home here for True, so he was just looking to try and catch some reinforcements. Yeah. But good defense from HeRoMaRinE, who's starting to have a massive army as well.
Yeah,
126 against 132, Maynard.
That's right, it's not as well upgraded. It actually is a close fight, though. The Zerg generally has more supply. A better fight here with the units. A huge connection of Banelings on the Marines of HeRoMaRinE, and he'll have to pull out a little bit. Get off creep, certainly.
That was a big win here for True, fully knowing that HeRoMaRinE was going to be looking across the map here. Those units getting caught. He engaged with the Banelings into the main chunk of the army, takes out a lot of it, and now he's well saturated on 3 bases. The 4th base is nicely being set up, and he's got a great production going.
All right, HeRoMaRinE. Now with 2-2 finished, is going to be feeling a little bit better as the Zerg units. Great engagement against these Banelings. Well done. Loses that Liberator, though.
Wow, True and his queens, man. It's like, who needs Corruptors or Mutas in that army? Just moves in there and takes out the Liberators one at a time.
Getting some creep shimmers. Needs to get off that creep, though. The Queen's going to make things tough. Doesn't want to lose any medevacs here. He is still on the back foot. Down 20 supply and army here. The Banelings are rolling it a little bit. HeRoMaRinE not really splitting, losing a little bit at the front there. Widowmine still not shot off its charge, though. It really wants a great connection on those Banelings, which are starting to roll in right now. HeRoMaRinE starting to split here.
Wow.
Does lose a lot of bio, though.
I'm not sure this was cost effective, though, but there's so many Zerglings behind this. The Mutas still across the map, and True engages without them.
So many Zerglings. HeRoMaRinE does not have enough to fight this at all, and True is starting to run away with this one, Todd. The Liberators are starting to trade nicely here. They are on creep, and there are still Queens left over. The Medevacs are alive for now, but the Mutas are on the chase. They've taken one down. The Marines are trying to gauge. They're so low, though. Too many Zerglings surrounding and killing all of these Marines, and I think HeRoMaRinE is going to have to give up map number 1 very shortly to True here. The Codes Zerg looking so strong. Even Micwick in the heat of the moment against that Widowmine. This kid is so good. HeRoMaRinE is going to have to start to settle down and get back in the game with his mind here if he wants to win game number 2. True, too strong. GG. 1-0 start here, yet to drop a map still.
That was interesting too. He engaged with the Banelings, and he was like telling HeRoMaRinE, all right, you've won that fight, step on creep, go ahead, you're safe.
Yeah.
And then all the Zerglings went in, destroyed this army of HeRoMaRinE completely. There was not nearly enough support for the bio in terms of like Widow Mines or anything. And from there, True just swarms. He goes across the map, finishes this. A really, really good game actually here from True. Like if
really,
you're a Zerg player looking to try and play Zergling, Baneling, Muta style, like study this game because the defense initially was really good and he played it well the whole way.
And DreamHack's very good at giving out those replays as well, guys, so keep an eye on that as the tournament ends, because I'm going to be looking at those for sure. I'm going to want to see a lot of good Terrans here in this tournament. Take home and take those builds to ladder, but
make a new show maybe on your stream where you analyze.
Well, I'd love to do something like that.
Those replays.
Maybe one day. So we got a little bit of replay here, and this is kind of where it started to run away for True. I mean, he was already in a lovely spot at this point, let's be honest.
It's funny, like again, he threw away his Banelings, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to make you feel safe. And as you barely step on creep, I'll move in with the rest of my army. Like the Mutas weren't even there here for the most part. They were way on the top left and select some of them. And now he ends up chasing. Like I think when you blow up such a huge chunk of the Terran army, you know that behind this, if you've got enough, and now, like I mean, True had a lot left over, you can just counterattack and finish. And great killer instinct here.
It's just so clean from True. He actually, was behind a little bit at the beginning of the game, but his defense was flawless. His mid game was flawless. Creep spread amazing. And knew exactly when to play and what to do. And it's just a flawless player. It's incredible.
HeRoMaRinE got shut down the entire game. It felt like what he was doing in terms of builds wasn't bad against what True was doing, but he was predictable. They talk about each other's predictability, and sure, True does go for mass links, but he was ready with the Queens for the first attack, and then from there it went well.
A little bit shaken in that first game. I'm sure he can shake it off for game 2, though. In the bottom right here, the German Terran. It is HeRoMaRinE.
I love the Taylor Swift reference.
And in the top left here, from Psystorm, this is True!
Yet to lose a map in his first WCS tournament.
Still yet to drop a single map. Incredible. The caliber of the players here at this tournament, even if you're one of those guys that I only watch Korean StarCraft, Koreans are the best. Okay, there are a bunch of people in these tournaments that can take a lot of maps off these Koreans, even series off these Koreans, and a lot of them have gone down here today. It is up to HeRoMaRinE now to get the job done. True, taking that hatch first there. So not going pool first, not going to try and rush down a low ground expand or anything like that. Just going to, again, just play a regular series.
It's not like he got an easy road, man. Snoots round number 1, Harstem round number 2. Like, doesn't get really any harder than this. And in their last series, when these two played on this map, we saw like a fairly standard opener by True. He went for Pneumatized Scarpace to make sure he was going to be able to get a good scout. And HeRoMaRinE, a good thing about him a lot of the time is that he doesn't commit very heavily to some of his attacks. He just kind of drops here, drops there, does 1 or 2 Liberators to harass the middle line. On a map like this, it's like one of the greatest things that you can do. And he's very good at being aggressive with control aggression, defending well back at home, but I really feel like True in that last series was maybe being a little bit too aggressive. And that's what cost him a lot. He ended up counter-attacking that third base or trying to do some run-bys, which HeRoMaRinE defended perfectly. And as soon as HeRoMaRinE starts being ahead in a game, he just steamrolls forward. Like he rallies all of his Marines across the map and always ends up finishing games. So I think for True to win, he basically needs to continue doing what he's been doing, which is playing pretty close to perfect from start to finish. Shut everything down what HeRoMaRinE's throwing at him. I
mean, there's no Zerg in the entire world you want to be able to leave alone and let them take the map. That is how Zerg works. If you leave them alone, they will very, very likely win. And of all Zergs, you definitely don't want True to start to run away with it. We've got the one Reaper here with the expansion of HeRoMaRinE coming in for a little bit of a look, seeing what's up, sees that the hatchery's already down, that the Lings are already in place, and not a whole lot can get done here. Just harass a little bit, just force some micro, some multitask out of True here.
Yeah, and I don't think True will mind too much. I mean, being a Kespa player, like mechanics and speed is definitely a little bit of his specialty as well.
Yep, just touching up those drones a little bit. No kills here, which is no huge surprise. Oh, I think that we got a, yeah. So it's looking like we're going to have a pretty much a relatively standard TvZ opening here for HeRoMaRinE. So
potential double medivac with mass marines.
Yeah,
and
it definitely looks like it. And I mean, if I was True, that is definitely a predictable thing. So he'd probably be expecting that.
Absolutely, yeah. But still going to be going for a scout no matter what here. As Pneumatized Carapace is not on the way. It seems to be his go-to thing here on this map.
Yeah. Should be seeing a starport pretty shortly here.
I think
it's Gas starting to get away with it, getting stim first.
HeRoMaRinE very often delays the upgrades. You know, I touched on that. I really like that True rushes them. You know?
Yeah.
Like going for that double Evo fairly early and getting these upgrades going. If you're able to be ahead in upgrades and you take fights at the right time, like you're doing something right in StarCraft.
Yeah, I was talking about a little bit, I think on the first day of casting TvZs. I think that when you Ling Bane Muta, you get those upgrades so quick that it actually makes those weaker units, the Zerglings, the ones that you swarm up, they actually do hit quite hard, quite early because of the upgrades. And obviously, if it gets to that point, you transition really well into Ultralisks because they already have those melee upgrades, they already have their armor upgrades in place because you've been using Zerglings for so long. So the switch off is happening here. Going to get double medevac out of that starport, get some Stim Marines up in True's face. See if True can defend relatively handily against this. This Reaper's come all the way home here. I'm not sure,
just making sure like, he's guarding that. You know, he knows that that guy could be caught on the map potentially and die. If you can keep it alive, you might as well. And already taking down this debris here on the left-hand side, I really like this. You know, a lot of Terrans, they are very good at pushing through this side with siege tanks, liberators. They set up perfectly.
Reaper got taken out there. No more scouting information for HeRoMaRinE for the time being. He's going to get some Widow Mines back. I like the decision to go for Widow Mines. Obviously, a Ling counterattack, very, very dangerous here.
Here we go.
So don't have too many units because they are, in fact, all loaded up here. A lovely solid wall here from HeRoMaRinE. He should be, very, very safe against any counterattack for Lings at the time being.
Yeah. Is it just going to go solo eBay, actually? Because that one is in the wall. Usually, like, you'd go for two, but...
Oh, man. True is just... He's already just pumping out a ton of units. He knows the timings. He's ready for this drop, man. He's got, like you will always expect from True.
Lost an overlord, though, so he's going to be supply blocked for a little bit. There is still 3 more on the way.
I feel like he has enough units out already, though, even with that supply block. He does have
a
very heavy supply block, actually. So if he doesn't trade very well here, he's going to be in a spot of bother. But so far, True even coming out off creep and batting HeRoMaRinE. HeRoMaRinE didn't even see a hatchery.
I really like that HeRoMaRinE just ejected here, though, because the Queens are super dangerous and there's so many of them. Like, I think he would have been crushed here if he stayed and fought. So for him to go back like this, takes a lot of discipline. And he's going to be able to save up this Marine count. We joined this with another medivac worth
with a Widow Mine
with a lot of units.
Yeah.
And I think the goal is here to try and catch the Zerg off guard and attack maybe where he's not a little bit. Although he seems to be wanting to push back these tumors there, maybe for a potential big push behind this, because he's getting more barracks here.
Yeah.
There is no particular sign of wanting to expand or playing the macro-heavy game with the one eBay that he made. So I think HeRoMaRinE is looking to try and playing very aggressive here to maybe try and catch True off guard.
I like this decision. So he's going to try and see if it works out. He is going to have to be aggressive against an incredibly mechanical player, though. It is tough.
The Baning Nest is always very delayed here from True, and HeRoMaRinE actually steps in there. He's going to have to kite a little bit. The Widow Mine actually almost does some friendly fire, and he has to pull back here behind this.
Yeah, not a good connection with that Widow Mine there. He does actually have more dropships, so he's brought all of 3 dropships there for that one attack. I think maybe multitasking or hitting in multiple spots there might have been a little bit better, because True, with his army combined, is going to beat HeRoMaRinE pretty handily here, especially with those Queens.
I think he really wants to push that creep back so that he can keep going forward, burrow the Widow Mines, and then just keep on trying to get good engagements towards the left-hand side. And if he can do that, he can maybe snowball out of control. Like army supply right now, HeRoMaRiNE's ahead, and these Marines are going to be very scary in a second with combat shield and +1 about to finish. The Widow Mines in support, looking to try and counter drop. I think he knows that HeRoMaRinE obviously is going to be busy looking across the map. And if he rallies everything, if he has nothing in his men, he's going to start on losing some SCVs. Remember, he has pneumatized Carapace as well. These are going to be fast overlords dropping.
True is going to put some quick drop overlords. He's going to be hitting 2 places at once with Banelings in tow as well, looking for those SCV kills. Oh, HeRoMaRinE! HeRoMaRinE, here it comes! The Banelings are dropping, the Bane Rainers are coming, and SCV's starting to go down. 9 go down the natural, but we're not done yet. The main is going to be dropped as well. HeRoMaRinE pushing here at the creep of True, near the natural.
Yeah, HeRoMaRinE might be starting to feel like he actually has to go for it here. 81 army supply to 67. 57, sorry, actually that's even worse.
A lot of units here for HeRoMaRinE though.
There is so many queens, but they start being a lot worse against the critical mass of Bio here, so I think HeRoMaRinE here, if he keeps going forward, might be able to do this. He's casting the queens, actually.
HeRoMaRinE actually has a ton of units, and I think he's going to do well in this at the front here as long as he micros well. But the main is going to lose a bunch of SCVs when True drops and starts microing his forces. Maybe he's doing a really good job here.
True supply block, 2 for a second, lost a very important overload.
He's up in the natural. He has a ton of bio units. These Banelings are way too late. And True is on the back foot. Yes, he's killing SCVs, but HeRoMaRinE is already here and already in his face. Does True, did he overextend here? Is it too much? The army supply, look at it. 13 army supply versus the 67 of HeRoMaRinE. I think True might be losing his first map here. Is it happening? HeRoMaRinE taking apart the natural, it is gone. True trying to make some Banelings at the front of the natural here, but HeRoMaRinE is starting to power up into the main with the Widow Mine still alive as well. Banelings take it out. HeRoMaRinE splitting beautifully. Just drones left for True. I think this is going to be a map for the Meisterschaft Terran. Bye-bye Sporting Ball. And bye-bye True. Any minute now, just HeRoMaRinE. HeRoMaRinE's does not even matter. Nothing left for the Codes Zerg. But drones, GG! First map down! First map down to the German Terran. Some confidence coming back here into our little friend here.
First map down, 2-2
Will
go
it be
if
the
he wants
last
to make
map
it to
down?
the finals. Ooh. That was very convincing. I like the choice of build order and attack here. You know, True, he said himself that he thought HeRoMaRinE was predictable. The thing about HeRoMaRinE is that he's a very good standard Terran, but he's definitely capable of mixing in some big attacks like this. And now staying on 2 bases, the fact that True didn't kind of see this coming, he just didn't have enough. And this counters very well as well, True style, because he delays Baneling Nest and he gets a lot of queens. Queens are very good early on in small numbers against just 1 or 2 medivacs. But did you see what happened when there was this many Marines and medivacs? They did nothing. They just stood there and tickled these Marines and then ended up dying. And then from there, he had no proper army to deal with this. So big win here for HeRoMaRinE.
He hit a brilliant timing there. I mean, even though there was damage happening across the map with True dropping his Banelings and that sort of thing, he doesn't actually need SCVs as long as he has 50 more army supply. You can just crush the Zerg. It's not like they can lift their buildings and get away.
That's the one fight here where Queens really start becoming more and more useless. Early on in the game, they're great, but because Baneling Nest is so delayed as well, there wasn't really that many of them, and HeRoMaRinE from there, when he has this many Marines and medivacs and you don't have enough forces, it's basically over. He's always going to go forward and finish it, and now committing a lot to this attack. Even losing a lot of SCVs at home, obviously it's bad, but that means that the Zerg had units across the map attacking you, so he's going to have even less at home.
Dasan Station is going to be map number 3 here between these two incredible StarCraft players. This guy, the first one to draw blood from True, it is HeRoMaRinE!
Looked so great in that last game.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. But will he go down? He's still so powerful. This guy, in the top left, the Codes Zerg, this is True! What's up, Montreal, you beautiful people? Coming down here for all the StarCraft action. What a great day. Our final WCS season coming to a close today here. Championship Sunday, Todd.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of good games actually. This Final Four, a very interesting one as well. Polt and Neve in the other semi is going to be a great match. And a gold base here going to be taken very early on from True, who chose actually he was Frost that he vetoed, right? Which we were a little bit confused about. So
the Terran players wish us that they had that structure.
Yeah, we thought that there might be some crazy strats here in the works. So let's see here if it's one of those with the gold base already being taken. Maybe he wants to play very aggressive here on this one.
Yeah, generally does mean that the Zerg wants to. I mean, Zerg is a race that benefits very, very well with a gold base.
True, has very good mechanics and macro. He's very good at producing units and all that. He loves his queens. Maybe a potential mass link queens attack, which we've seen being attempted sometimes on this map. Didn't always work. Sometimes, was defended barely by, I think it was a Protoss one time and a Terran one time in the recent tournament. But I mean, if you're as good as True, you can definitely, tell yourself that you can try this. But if it wasn't to work, he would go down 1 and 2 here against a very dangerous HeRoMaRinE. So it would be very risky.
HeRoMaRinE dashing a lot of expectations here at this tournament, which is fantastic to see. I love seeing stuff like this go down in StarCraft. One of the reasons I love this game so much is that anything can happen. We've got a wall off just about to finish here for HeRoMaRinE. He is getting his CC expansion going down. True with this gold means he can make more lings, more queens. The Sun Station's a bit of a strange map, to say the least. You're not going to see your regular game here today, or very unlikely.
HeRoMaRinE is such a surprising Terran to see do so well here in this tournament. I think like if going into it, if somebody had asked, most people, which Terran do they think might do well, everybody would have been, all right, Pulse, Thermal, Major.
Yeah.
Like HeRoMaRinE, I don't think would have been super high on this, but here he proves that he can, hang in there with the best and beat a lot of them. And it's really been one of his finest performances, but it needs to continue there against a very strong True, and he did in the last game, man. He played it right.
He did, yeah. Hasn't stopped economy production here. He's starting to power away here, HeRoMaRinE, getting up into tier 2, grabbing both gases in the main, getting ready for his switch over. So this looks like a pretty regular build here. And he is just on the 1 racks with the factory though. Oh, we're going to get some Hellions out, I think. Pretty good decision. I mean, like you said, and when we said in game number 1 that True does like his Ling heavy play, and he's going to have that gold base, so obviously there's going to be a lot of them to deal with. So pretty good decision.
True actually stopped mining gas here, so we're not going to have any kind of overload speed or overload drop or anything like that here early on, or even Queen attack essentially from now, although he's still making a whole bunch. I think he's about to have 5. I see 2 here on the natural, and I see 2 more about to come out. So he's definitely massing a good chunk of Queens here to make sure, I think, that he can defend.
Ooh.
And looking to try and take another base here already.
Marauder's coming out here for HeRoMaRinE as well with these Hellions. Not something you see every day.
Yeah.
I like that True knocked down the back rocks because that mineral line is tough to defend if you don't get rid of that.
Whoa.
Ling's getting into the base here. The Hellions are in position though. They should be able to clean this up without taking too many losses.
Yeah, but I mean, even just 2 SCVs here is enough.
Yeah,
like, the damage has been done, and also like, did he spot the other barracks? He spotted that one in the wall there.
No,
he didn't see it. Okay, so True still doesn't know here. And remember, he didn't go for pneumatized carapace, he stopped mining gas, so there's a chance this surprises him.
He saw the Marauder though when the Lynx came in.
Yeah,
so.
which is, I guess, a tell, but if he had been able to see the other barracks, but this timing is going to hit, and he's going to hit hard Maynard. HeRoMaRinE now moving across the map. He's True ready.
Now, Marauders aren't amazing against a lot of Lings, but they are great against Queens. They're great against Spine Crawlers and Hatcheries. So with the Hellions in support, he's got the tools. Can he get it done though?
Steam Pack is not nearing completion. I think he needs to wait for Hellbats, ideally. But the Armory only now starts. There is a chance that this actually gets crushed before Hellbats are there. Like, True could be looking to try and engage and get a full surround on this.
Yeah, Desant Station is one of those maps, you're already in the face of your opponent, and it's taking a while with these regular timings for the Armory to come into effect here. And I think kind of an anti-timing.
He fully realizes what's happening. He completely cut drone production. He's actually even behind on walkers right now. A great thing for HeRoMaRinE to do, if he realized that, would be to pull back, make sure he doesn't attack here. But for that, I feel like he would have to scan the natural, see the amount of units, whereas right now I feel like he might hang in there and actually go for the attack, which could be a mistake.
Stim is about to finish, and I think he may want to try and go for a poke when it does, but I mean, it's just 12 seconds away from getting done now.
Well, it's going to be more than a poke.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big commitment of an attack there with all the Hellbats and Marauders that he's made.
Well, here we go. The Hellbats are done. The Marauders are in position. Hellbats amazing against Zerglings. Marauders can do the rest. They haven't stimmed just yet. There they go. They're going forward here. The Lings not engaging the Hellbats, so they're going a bit of a surround. And with a wraparound and with the Queens, True is looking very, very good to clean this up against HeRoMaRinE. Oh, his defense is so good. True is an incredible Zerg, smacking back HeRoMaRinE here in the early stages of this game.
And there's so many Zerglings still alive here behind this. I think he's going to try to stream across the map. This depot has to be down when they finally get there. The Hellion, don't be the one that leaves the gate open.
He will be getting in with the gate. Raise it! He gets up just in time. The Lings get deflected for now.
Good defense by True, but he's still behind on walkers. I really like the reaction behind these two. He's like, well, Zerglings alone, probably not going to win this game and go through a wall. So let's just expand one more time, get more drones, build up my economy, and get ahead.
He has a ton of Lings, but the Lings aren't drones, so he's not where he wants to be with the drone count. But that said, he didn't take any damage from the Hellbat push here. Hellion's getting a few free shots there on their Zerglings. I think they're biting off a little bit more than they can chew there, getting a little bit too far against a lot of Lings there from True. Baneliness coming up as you'd expect. Evo Chambers going down for the melee upgrades as well. Standard transition here from True.
Yeah.
And HeRoMaRinE needs to worry about both sides of his base here. Actually, a drop supply depot at the front as well.
I think if HeRoMaRinE had sent like a Hellion forward, saw the amount of Lings in Queens, he might have just pulled back and been really far ahead. But the fact that he traded like so poorly against this many Lings, now all of a sudden, True has just... He's going to have so many Lings and Banelings. It's going to be crazy the amount of units he's going to have. doesn't he really even need anything else here? So the main gets scanned, but there was really nothing much to spot.
Looks like True actually only has the one Evo, I think, so he's just getting Carapace, which is obviously nice. The Banelings live a little bit longer, the Lings, the Queens live a little bit longer against Bio, which is...
He's still
not
making
actually,
Queens.
And HeRoMaRinE is still making Hellions and Marauders, so he's still going to keep on with this unit composition.
Here's the plan for True. He knows that HeRoMaRinE is committed to 2 bases for a very long time, so he's like, basically, I'm going to mass units, you're never going to take a 3rd base. I'm going to get mass Zergling Baneling. If you attack, I'm going to crush you. If you take a 3rd base, I'm going to attack and kill you, no matter what here. He stays on 43 drones. And there is no lair starting.
The creep spread is almost already at the Terran's back door here. And the Banelings, if they bust through this drop supply depot, are actually going to make things a little bit awkward for HeRoMaRinE. He's blocked right now, and in come the Ling Floods. Are there any units back here for HeRoMaRinE? He needs his Hellbat stat. So many Lings here from True. They are coming back to defend. More Lings and Banelings coming in there from the north, though. Target fire from HeRoMaRinE. The Banelings are getting into the worker line. 7 SCVs going down. The army is still alive, though, but True still with an advantage. He's nearly taken out that factory as well.
He threw away a lot of units here to do this, actually.
Yeah, 109 Lings have died in this game already. But look at the supplies, Todd, as you would say. We have 53 drones versus the 32 SCVs, and a lot more army supply for True as well. So he's ahead in every single way. The creep spread is insane right now because of how the map works.
The Baneling count's pretty important, though, because this Terran army is still a very scary one with this many Hellbats in particular.
With +1 as well.
Yeah, Queens are good, but against this much, there is a lot of transfuses available.
Splitting, he's got Marauders against the Banelings. Definitely a trade that HeRoMaRinE wants to make here. Just Queens left over for True, but so many Queens. He's overwhelming the units here of HeRoMaRinE. He's found a nice little choke, but again, just too much swarm here from True. He's just got too many units.
Yeah, doesn't even need to transfuse his Banelings here.
No wall anymore either.
As we will see later on coming to the game, potentially. Overlord gets sniped, and now +1 Carapace finished for True, who's just looking magnificent here in this game. 53 drones to 32 SCVs.
12 Queens.
HeRoMaRinE scans the other base, sees that he's already kind of saturated. He's probably thinking, wow, okay, this is going to be difficult. I probably need to fly my main orbital command to the gold base here eventually, because he can't really afford the 3rd command center right now.
Yeah, True's upgrade's starting to kick in as well. The Carapace is done, +1 attack is on the way. That's going to negate the upgrades. I mean, the upgrade of HeRoMaRinE is already kind of negated here with Carapace. So,
yeah.
And this wall's not super strong. Right in the middle there is a juicy inside to this shell. And that is those supply depots. Knock, knock, Terran, what's up? In he goes with the Banelings, and HeRoMaRinE again has to try and defend here against a flood of Zerg units. The Banelings chasing after the SCVs, the Zerglings engaging Bio. A defense pretty nice here from HeRoMaRinE, to be honest, but up until right then, cast a curse. 11 SCVs going down again, and that's put HeRoMaRinE in a terrible spot.
That's definitely something, Maynard.
That's definitely something.
For a long time here, it felt like this attack wasn't being cost effective, which, to be honest, True doesn't necessarily need to be completely because he's got so much more supply overall. But right now, HeRoMaRinE looking to try and counterattack. This could be one of the ways he comes back here if he's able to do some economic damage. But True has enough, I think, in the main to make sure that this doesn't do anything. So I think for HeRoMaRinE to come back, he's going to have to attack in multiple places. He's looking to try and push with this big chunk of army on the left-hand side. But look at how many scans he's going to need to clear this creep. There's just so much of it.
There's so much creep here, and splitting up the units is a great idea. We have Drop Overlord as well from True, so potentially the wall doesn't even going to matter for HeRoMaRinE, and he's really deep on creep here. He needs to get something done, though. This is possibly his last chance. A bunch of Zerglings coming in with the Banelings as well, and the splits are just not really existent here. He's getting cleaned up very easily by True. Dropping at the top here, he's touching up a hatchery, but HeRoMaRinE is...
Oh, there's so many transfuses. That hatchery is not even going to die ever.
Oh, wow. So HeRoMaRinE is actually just 2 bases down. It's just way too much. GG. True taking the map lead again with 2-1.
Making himself at home here in Canada and on that sun station apparently as well.
Yeah. So True playing that map very, very well. It's a map that you don't really get much practice on. A lot of people don't want to play on that map, but HeRoMaRinE definitely had something in store which looked like it would work against most Zergs, but unfortunately he's not up against most Zergs, he's up against True here. And True definitely had a plan for HeRoMaRinE that worked very, very well.
Yeah, True definitely no regular Zerg here in this tournament.
Yeah, he ain't no slouch.
And now 1 map away from the grand finals where he would face either Port or Nib. That would be a pretty good match, right?
Pretty sick.
That second semi-finals, actually, I'm super excited about as well. But these games really delivering here too. We're seeing a True who just seems to know, if he knows everything that's happening, if he knows what attack is headed for him, he's just not going to lose. It happened once in the second game on King Sejong Station, but I feel like he wasn't one-off. So HeRoMaRinE, I don't know if he should try to trick maybe True here one more time with what he goes into, but here we see the knock-knock bailing into mass Zergling attack towards the main, where even if this is not cost-effective, even if somehow HeRoMaRinE defense, there is always going to be some sort of trade here happening. And the fact that True is on 4 bases, I think it doesn't really matter for him, like if he's not cost-effective as much. Obviously, like he gets 7 SCVs, he probably knew that SCV count was very low.
I think at this point in the game, even if True lost a hatchery, it wouldn't even matter. He was just in a very, very commanding spot there. I was trying to like mull over in my brain, like what can HeRoMaRinE do here, and it's just,
He needed to, I think, like one of the drops would have had to do a lot of damage, and he would have had to keep the units alive on the other side.
Galactic Process. Here we go in the top right here. This is HeRoMaRinE. And in the bottom left, this is True. There's going to see a lot of those. I saw Zergling out there in the crowd. I think we might see a few more here in the series, if I'm a betting man, which I am.
I think True loves his Zerglings, but not as much as his Queens for sure. Like he's one of the Zergs that versus Terran I've seen make the most Queens out there, and honestly it's working pretty well for him for the most part. Like if you fight a little bit too early, and he's got so many of them. Like the fact that he took a gold base first, by the way, as well in last game is what helped him, have that great economy where he made so many Queens. Actually, that was crazy, just pure Queen and Zergling. And then from there, whatever you throw at him early on in the game, it feels like there is almost nothing ever that will kill him. So the build order on King Sejong Station, I thought, countered that style perfectly, because you get so many Marines and then you attack before there's enough banelings, and then Queens, become a lot more useless. But again, it was a one-off that True didn't see coming on one of the best maps to do this build on.
I mean, he's looked invulnerable all weekend, but we learned in the series that he is indeed a human like the rest of us. He can lose a map, but yet to lose a series as it stands. So is HeRoMaRinE, currently on the back foot here. On match point for True, HeRoMaRinE needs to win the next 2. And we got the pretty regular opening here for True, and HeRoMaRinE, again, also pretty standard with the Reaper expand. And Galactic Process kind of plays a little bit like Cloud Kingdom, if you guys can jot your memory back to those days. It's a pretty decent map for TvZ, actually.
Yeah, I like HeRoMaRiNE's chances here if he doesn't play overly aggressive. We're seeing a second barrack start, so maybe, a similar style with the 2 double Medivac and Marine drop that we saw on King Sejong Station. That was the one build that brought him success, but back then, he stayed on 2 bases and played very aggressive. On this map, I do think that playing with the 3rd base and all that would be great for HeRoMaRinE. It's one of the few maps where you can get away with the 3rd command center on location as well. True always gets, even from the start, not even necessarily all the Zergs get this many links. He gets 6 links here already from the very start of the game.
True just has a clock in his brain, and as soon as that Reaper arrives, everything is in place for it, and when the attacks come, everything is in place for it. He just knows, reading his opponent like a book, except for that one time. And we got the Lings batting away with the Queen support here, the Reaper not getting too much information. And yeah, like you said, it's the 2-1-1 here from HeRoMaRinE, very, very standard. I mean, True's been playing Korea, he's been playing NA, both servers, every server is busting out this build in TvZ. And he's getting Pneumatized Carapace again, Overlord Speed. Definitely a handy upgrade in the early game for scouting, and later for the Overlords when you drop as well. Fantastic upgrade. A lot of Zergs will argue over the benefits of it, whether it's worth to have it or not. But
I wonder if we might see
well spent, I think.
A True being a little bit more cheeky and aggressive here and there, maybe dropping some links like he did before on King Sejong Station. He's up 2-1 here, so he can try something. And obviously, he's been the one leading the series by far. Like the one game that he lost is because he got surprised, so it's even more encouraging for him to try and do stuff like this.
Lings
now going to go for the 3rd base.
Yeah. 3rd base going down here. The Reaper doesn't get picked off, thankfully, for HeRoMaRinE, but can't delay that 3rd really by any means, so he has to pull back and join his Terran brothers. You see that the 2-on-1 is about to finish up here. Stim halfway done, Starport just about to finish. And True already getting the double Evo chambers, leads me to believe again he wants to go Ling Bane.
Yeah. I wonder actually if there's a chance HeRoMaRiNE does the same as on Sejong, but sieges the 3rd base, he takes out the debris and then just keeps on streaming in there with more and more units, because as much as, I don't feel like it's maybe not as ideal here as it was on King Sejong Station, maybe it could still work. So I really wonder whether or not he's going to be playing a bit more of an economic game there. I guess maybe it could also depend on how much damage he does with the first 2 Medivacs, which as much as you can't really expect it, to win the game right out or to do a lot most of the time, sometimes you're just gonna catch somebody off guard. He's gonna barely gonna be missing a few units and take a little bit of damage here and there, and then from there you can completely snowball out of control. But nope, double eBay goes down, and HeRoMaRinE is gonna be a much longer game here. He's gonna try to keep up with these upgrades, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a third command center start ASAP as well.
Yeah, this is the way I like to do things when I do this build. I like to try and play for a mid to late game here, and I like the decision to go for a quicker third. We do see that the Rock's getting knocked down for True. We got 1-1 on the way for him. Stim just about to finish these Marines. They are dropping out, and the Overlords are spread around the map with speed. They aren't as quick as Stim Bio, though. One goes down.
You can run, but you can't hide.
That's
Good
right.
supply block here. 31 army supply to 31 with the supply block Zerg, who's only on Lynx and Queen. So I think pushing back the creep here should be a realistic thing that I think HeRoMaRinE can do if he
especially if he's up here
and scans.
You can definitely get it done up here at the north. True's starting to reposition his army though towards his natural. Another drop with HeRoMaRinE again, just like King Sejong.
Yeah. It's very similar to that one game, except that behind this he's not going to be committing to attack. I think. Whoa, needs to be careful. Pick up and leave.
One medevac getting picked off there.
Wow, I was going to say actually, I think this is smart by HeRoMaRinE because he's got the medivacs and mobility, so as long as he doesn't lose units, he's going to be fine because behind this he's going to play an economic game. So I think he's hoping that True doesn't drone, gets too many units, he's not able to fight, and then HeRoMaRinE just basically gets too much supply and overruns him. But in this case, losing that one medivac and units,
True's so good, saving that drone and turning it into a spore crawler. The Marines are in the main though, and they're starting to touch up a very naked drone line here. Drone's going down to the drop of HeRoMaRinE. Got two already.
True is looking to attack. He's across, taking down the debris. He wants to get in there. I think
he's leaving it open though.
What?
He's losing drones with no units. They're all across the other side of the map.
And he almost ran back now. He's being a little bit hesitant when those rocks were almost down. He's taking so much damage. HeRoMaRinE probably thinking, what the hell's going on? I'm not even supposed to do any damage there, but somehow I am.
But the rocks are about to go down, and there are a lot of Zerglings here, Todd. And HeRoMaRinE, there's no bunker here. It's just a supply depot wall, and they don't fight back against Zergling floods.
Dies just before he can burrow there. And that counterattack didn't even happen. He only had Zerglings there. No Baneling nest was made yet, so True here. Little bit of a misread.
Ooh, he's going to see the Lings with these dropships, I think. Medevac's heading across here. Oh, just unloading before
he's going to do more than see them. He's going to hunt them.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of hunting, it's Overlord season. Another one going to go down here, possibly two if he wants to get too fresh.
You think he got his permits?
Oh, transfuse on the Overlord there.
HeRoMaRinE here with, he sees the opportunity, like if your opponents sometimes make a mistake like this, misreads the situation and you can get a bunch of walkers here and there. Definitely you need to capitalize on that, and now he's starting 2-2 earlier than True for the first time.
And here come these Lings, but Marines already in support with medevacs. True getting deflected here. Great read from HeRoMaRinE.
True hitting another one of those supply blocks here for a second. But centrifugal hooks now on the way, 2-2 as well. That makes it actually less encouraging for him to go for an attack.
HeRoMaRine's actually still ahead with the upgrade slightly by a couple seconds. Looking pretty good for the Terran so far as he starts to get into the mid-game here. 3 medevacs, bunch of bio units on the left side of the map, following around Crew where the creep is not present, but Banelings and a ton of Queens still ready for that, ready for anything here as the centrifugal hooks. The Baneling speed upgrade halfway done.
True's economy is really not amazing, man. Only 62 drones. I don't think he has that many gases either.
He hasn't made many drones for a while, actually. He's been pumping out tons of Lings.
He looks like he might want to commit to one of those big attacks there, which will happen off creep unless he waits, I guess, minutes more and gets more tumors in there. But HeRoMaRinE, he's in a dangerous position there.
Yeah, Liberators aren't amazing against what True is going for here.
Actually, HeRoMaRinE is really good at pulling back and letting the Liberators deal with the Banelings, but I guess you're right with that. If he fights close to the creep, the Queens could kill everything.
Some high ground here. The dropships, I think he's going to go for Liberator zones and then drop in the safety of them here. And maybe try and push
and try and attack elsewhere at the same time.
I love this decision from HeRoMaRinE. True in position already though, dropping him one at a time. Liberator's starting to drop here, and yeah, they're not great against Zerglings. They're very good against Banelings and Queens, but
the attack on the third base is going to be happening at the same time. I don't think there's too much nearby there. HeRoMaRinE looking to try and do some economic damage. The Walker
he's going to get some done. Drone's starting to go down here. The German Terran picking off some of the economy of True. Lynx coming in and they will clean up this drop. But HeRoMaRinE is in 2 places at once. This is a lair, Todd.
Much like on Cloud Kingdom, just picking up and dropping off elsewhere in another one of those bases. He's going to do that. The yo-yo game, going from the third base to the main, True starting to tilt a little bit. He's moving across the map to try and go for a counter-attack.
There's not enough Zerglings here. The Bio's cleaning up. There's a reinforcement in the Queen Zone. Needs to be careful about those. Can bounce between the third and the main, but Crew going for a huge counter-attack. The bunker is there, but it's empty. A reinforcement of Bio here from HeRoMaRinE coming in from the natural. The SCVs have to leave, though.
And these buildings are blocking these Zerg units here.
Lovely SimCity. The Banelings are rolling in, not connecting amazingly, though, just to the left there. There's Marauders in this army as well. The Banelings getting taken out very nicely by HeRoMaRinE, and he is going to deflect True with a ton of Zerglings here.
Yeah, 2-2 completed now for both players. HeRoMaRinE here getting some better trades and taking a big supply lead here. In a very important situation, Zerg is still saturated on 4 bases, though.
Oh man, I'm starting to get nerd chills, Todd, as Atosis would say to his good friend Tasteless. It is happening. I'm feeling that energy. HeRoMaRinE looking really good in this mid game. He's ahead in workers, he's ahead in army supply. And his upgrades are looking great as well. True's just been making Zerglings. Lovely run by from True, though. Fighting a lot of SCVs here. In fact, the drop supply depot is not really helping him out here. Widowmine getting some friendly fire as well as some Zerglings. And the Zerglings are starting to tear apart these supply depots. They killed 21 SCVs. And all of a sudden, that lead is not as huge anymore for the German Terran.
It's all about seizing opportunities here in this series. True, he killed a lot of SCVs here, sure, but behind this, he lost a lot of army against the HeRoMaRinE, who's now on 104 army supply to 87. That next attack is going to be super important here.
17
The creep spread
Banelings.
goes really far, Maynards.
It is indeed, and he is fighting on the edge here. Banelings connecting with a lot of Marauders. Not a very good trade for True at all. And the rest of the Marauders are coming and cancels the hatchery. Again, the Banelings roll in. There's still Bio left over on his medevacs. And I actually think that was a much better trade for HeRoMaRinE there.
Yeah, that was really picked up actually when all the Banelings were already gone, but just gonna look to pull back here. I don't know if these script tumors will be happening here as HeRoMaRinE is looking to try and keep on being aggressive towards that position, but look at this, the minimap, another run by here about to happen on the right hand side.
Yeah, HeRoMaRinE has a sensor tower, but it's in a spot where the Zerglings can actually just hit before he can react. There's a lot of Zerg units here. He's going to be able to catch this hatchery, which is nice for HeRoMaRinE, but he doesn't want to lose any more economy to this run by of True. Tons of Zerglings. Marauders are not amazing against those. They're great against Banelings, but he needs some Marine DPS to deal with the Zerglings here as he rolls into the third base of HeRoMaRinE.
Oh, this SCVs!
Oh no! 29 SCVs going down, knocking HeRoMaRinE down to 14, 13 in total, excuse me.
And HeRoMaRinE might have to go all in here off of this.
But all in with what, Todd? He's lost absolutely everything. His map presence is gone, and True has taken this game away from him. There's just too much. A player like True cannot throw from here. GG! And he is going to be your first finalist! Give it up for the Zerg! Such a beautiful series here from True. So well done. So sick. A great fight from HeRoMaRinE. Finally drawing blood from True. He did lose a map there. A great fight. Definitely shattering a lot of expectations of a lot of people that watched this tournament. HeRoMaRinE one to watch in the future. Future seasons of Legacy of the Void. Future seasons of WCS. Very, very sick. He's won a new fan in me. I honestly did not know a whole lot about HeRoMaRinE until Home Story Cup and this tournament especially. He's turned my head for sure.
Definitely can keep his head up. I mean, he lost to a guy who hadn't lost a map up until he met him, and True is just looking so great. Everything's good about his play. He reads situations very well. The creep spread's on point, the macro's on point, and usually when that's the case, these Zerg players, they do really well.
And True, obviously, is going to be our first grand finalist here, and he's going to be facing Polt or Neeb. He's going to be up against Captain America or the new Captain America.
That's going to be a great finals, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he lost more maps in it, although it looks very impressive, but Neeb against Polt too, that's going to be a great match. True though, I can't wait to hear what he has to say here about these games, because he was just masterful from start to finish here. We see one of the big attacks here towards that third base. That one actually didn't go super well.
Yeah, this is actually one that HeRoMaRinE defended very, very nicely here.
2-2 wasn't even finished, actually. Finished barely, you know, as the fight was going on.
Yeah, not the greatest timing from True, and HeRoMaRinE, you know, he lost a few SCVs there, but when you see that many units, you're like, I would love to only lose 3 SCVs every time that kind of attack came on Galactic Process, so HeRoMaRinE...
I would love to still have a base there.
Yeah, I'd love to still be in the game after that attack. But Smix is ready on the stage with our first grand finalist, True. Let's hear what he has to say.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, True. You are through to the grand finals here at the WCS Summer Championship. Absolutely amazing performance thus far. The last time you were at a grand finals here at a DreamHack was last year at Valencia. So it's been like a year and a few months. So what is it like to finally be in the grand finals again?
I'm happy to win and happy to avenge him and
Majors, baby.
yeah and very happy now.
The only difference is we were always hyping up how you were undefeated, but you did lose one time. So in this series, did you feel like it was the hardest series you had to play at this tournament so far?
I think GBT little bit hard for me in offline tournament. So I lost one game.
You dropped out of GSL Code S once you got your visa, and this tournament is your only shot to go to BlizzCon. If you lose in the finals and don't get to go to BlizzCon, will you regret dropping out of Code S?
이제 여기에서 우승해야만 블리즈콘을 갈 수 있는데 뭐냐면 코데스까지 원래 코데스에 있었잖아요. 근데 이제 여기를 올 위해서 코데스에 나왔는데 만약에 결승전에서 지게 된다면 코데스에 나오는 게 후회할 것 같은지.
No. Now, I also want to play Code S, but WCS more fun.
Is it more fun because you get to come out to these countries and these events outside of Korea, or why is it so fun for you?
Yeah, travel and many people, many foreigner, and I can learn English. Yeah.
Now, before we start talking about your next game, let's talk about this series very briefly. I noticed that in this particular series, we saw a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Banelings, and it seems like you're very comfortable with that. We don't really see a lot of late game from you, but I'm wondering, why is that? Do you just really like to stay in that zone?
Yeah, it's I have some other style but I didn't do that because offline tournament GBT little bit hard.
Why offline tournament though? Do you think you're more nervous at an offline tournament, or are you saving it, or why?
Yeah, I think little bit nervous.
All right, I have a question about the finals that you're going to go into here. You have to either play against Polt, who's a GSL champion, one of the best Terrans of all time, or a young American Protoss who is the most promising player that maybe we've ever had in the foreigner scene. Who are you more afraid of?
I think both player good, but I want Polt because Polt is very good player and legend player. So I want to play with the legend player.
Okay.
Okay.
Very brave.
Very respectful answer. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations again. You are through to the grand finals, and of course, our next match will determine who True will be playing. As he just mentioned, it will be either Polt or Neat, so stay tuned for that after this break.